Hōkūleʻa, the next generation, brought to you by these fine sponsors.
And welcome back to Island Life Live. You know, a new permanent exhibition celebrates the resurgence of wayfinding across Hawaii and the wider Moananui Akea.
It's called Wayfinders. He waʻa, he moku, he waʻa. We are one and the same. And you'll have a chance to explore it tomorrow at the Bishop Museum. But here to tell us a little bit more about it is Lucy Lee. She is a Hōkūleʻa crew member and apprentice navigator, Polynesian Voyaging Society volunteer coordinator. Hi, Tita. That's plenty roles you have, yeah?
Yes, lots and lots of names. But
Awesome, Kuleana. That is so awesome to have that, you know, on your signature line. That's so cool.
Yes, absolutely. Hey, Lucy, can you please tell us, what's the connection? There's Bishop Museum, there's PVS, Polynesian Voyaging Society, and then of course there's Māmā Hōkūleʻa. Can you connect all of those three for us?
yeah, you know, the Bishop Museum has been a really excellent partner and place of learning. And so I think, you know, spanning all the way back to the beginning to the 60s when they were starting to do research about, you know, what our ancestors did as voyagers and the types of canoes that they were on and all of these different things. And then moving into the 70s with Nainoa beginning his studying as a navigator, a young navigator, utilizing the planetarium, and you know, he acknowledges one of his teachers, Will Kaselka, who was working at the planetarium. And so there's just been this long connection between Bishop Museum and between Hōkūleʻa and PVS. And so it's really beautiful, you know, to see all these different facets of voyaging. It's not only what happens on the canoe, it's what happens back at home, in the classroom, in these spaces of learning. And so Bishop Museum is really one of those places for us.
You know, you're so well-spoken, very young, Wahine, which is super awesome. We love to see. And then to be a crew member of Hōkūleʻa, that's awesome. I got chicken
also
skin.
an apprentice navigator.
Yeah, that is so awesome. So
she's at the helm.
I got to ask you, what was your first experience with meeting Nainoa?
My first experience meeting Nainoa, he was actually giving a keynote presentation, and I was introduced by my kumu at the time, Chris Blake. I was taking some science classes up at Kamehameha, and he was my kumu, and so he invited me to a presentation, and that was the first time I really met Nainoa. And I remember he asked me like, oh, have you ever been interested in voyaging with Hōkūleʻa? And I said no.
Okay,
But,
shut down,
yeah, you know, I was, you know, there are so many different beautiful parts of Mea Hawaii, and I was, you know, very interested in things related to Aina and related to Vai, and so, you know, my connection with the ocean was just growing up how everybody has, you know, their connection to the ocean, but it was nowhere near as strong, and I wasn't investing as much into it as I am now. But there's always room for growth, and you know, that's, you know, one of the most beautiful things about Hōkūleʻa is that the canoe calls to each of her crew members and each of her ohana members in her own way, in their own time. Yeah.
What a beautiful way to pivot. Yeah. And now you love both the Aina and the ocean, and Moana. You know, I know we're going to be celebrating this partnership with a very special event coming up tomorrow. Is it called Eolamo? Can you give us a little bit of information on that?
Yeah, so it'll actually be our last event, kind of wrapping up Hōkūleʻa's birthday week. We hope to continue to celebrate throughout the year, but at least for the ending of this week, you know, we started up at her birthplace at Kualoa last Saturday, and there's been a number of events since then with a lot of our ohana, a lot of our partners, a lot of different people who have made the last 50 years of voyaging possible. But tomorrow's event, Eolamo at Bishop Museum, will run from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. And there's going to be a lot of cool activities going on. I know the evening starts with Kumu Robert Casimiro sharing some beautiful mele. And so that's going to be an awesome highlight. There'll be a speech or a presentation from Nainoa. There'll be a panel of some of our navigators, some of our captains. There's just going to be lots of ono stuff, you know, ono in all the ways. Not only mea'ai, there will be mea'ai and beverages available, but just things that'll make you piha, things that'll make you full. And so we're super excited to share with the Bishop Museum in this kind of closing event. Definitely family friendly, you know, kind of Pauhana Friday. So it'll be a really good one, I think.
I love that. 5 to 9, Bishop Museum.
Yes.
Haleho Ike Ike Obihopa tomorrow, and Robert Casimiro. Wow. And I know all you guys going to be over there too. What are you looking for? I mean, I'm just going to cast a vision right now. What are you looking forward to most in the next 50 years of Māmā Hōkūleʻa?
You know, in the next 50 years, I think that we have the opportunity to strengthen voyaging and to find a way to bring it into whatever the future holds for us. I think that we are fortunate to be the generation who benefits from our teachers revitalizing voyaging, and so now our kuleana is really the continuation and the perpetuation. And it's a big kuleana, and it's going to be an ohana effort, definitely. And I think that, you know, tying back into all of these awesome events that we've been able to have, we just see how much the voyaging community has grown, right? In 1975 when she launched, and then a year later in 1976 for her maiden voyage down to Kahiki, there was just a small group of people who believed in this idea and this dream of our ancestors, and now here we are celebrating 50 years with not only with, you know, the communities of Hawaii, but ohana that we've formed pilina with across Moana Nui a Kea and even beyond, you know, our home of the Pacific. And so we're just so fortunate and so grateful for everyone who's had the opportunity to come and celebrate and wants to continue voyaging alongside us, and we're excited for tomorrow and excited for the next 50 years.
Yeah.
Love it. Lucy Lee, she's our Hōkūleʻa crew member, apprentice navigator, Polynesian Voyaging Society volunteer coordinator, and just so well spoken. Sita, thank you so much for hanging out with us, and we'll see you Friday, yeah?
Yeah.
I feel confident. She's the navigator apprentice now. I feel confident of future.
We're good.
All right. All right, we're going to take a quick break. Before we do, though, again, today is National Ken Day. You know him right there. And here's our You So Akamai question.